Okay, welcome to the lecture 3, session 3 on technological innovation, management and entrepreneurship. So in our last class, we did study about the functions of the management, and we also did the characteristics of management. What are the characteristics of management and what are the functionalities that is involved when we talk about management. In today's class, we are going to learn about the levels of management. What are the levels that is involved in management, and what are the roles a manager is going to perform? What are the roles a manager is going to perform in management? Together with that, we'll also do some multiple choice questions. So first is levels of management. Now, what are the levels that are available in management? Although all the managers perform almost the same functionalities of management, for example, planning, organizing, directing, staffing, directing, and controlling. In our last class, we did study that these are the functionalities of management. These are the 5 functions that any manager is going to perform. Though the functionalities, what a manager is going to perform is universal, it is almost the same functionalities a manager is going to perform, but there are levels among them where they sit. Right, the management, there is a tree where each kind of manager sit in the organization structure. So that level tells about the level of management. So in any organization, there is a top management, middle management, and first line manager, or they are also called a supervisor. So this management tree is divided into 3 levels, that is top management, middle management, and the supervisor, all the first line managers. Now, who are those top management? The top management consists of chairmen, directors, company presidents, vice president, CEO. These are the people who make the policies of the company. They set the goals and targets. They should possess high conceptual and design skills. So, who sits at the top management? The top positions of the company are called as top management, like chairmen, directors, presidents, CEOs. All these people come under top management. And what do these people do? They set the goals and objectives. Middle management is essentially a vast and diverse group that include finance manager, sales manager, marketing manager, personal manager, departmental heads, a regional manager, all these people. And this is a vast and diverse group of lot of managers you will find in this middle management portion. And the low level managers are also called as supervisors or foremen. They are basically one step above the workers. If we divide the structure, the base structure will be workers. To monitor them, there is first line managers. Above that first line manager, it is the middle management. And above the middle level management, it is the top level management. Now, this is the structure where the management tree is being divided, levels of management, top management, where CEO, president, vice president, executives, which we call the cream layer, middle management, where most plant managers, departmental heads, division manager, regional manager, all these people come into this middle management level, and the first line manager, where they are the office managers, they are the supervisors, they are the foremen. All these people come under the first line manager. After that, it is the workers or non-managerial employees. Let's see what each level of the manager at each level they do. At the top level, we discussed that at the top level they set the vision, mission, and goals and objectives of an organization. They also develop the policies. So they set the vision, mission, goal, and develop policies. They evaluate the overall performance of various departments. How the performance is evaluated, that is also done by the top level management. They are responsible for the business as a whole, and it is concerned mainly with long-term planning. They are going to do the long-term, the top level management do the long-term planning. Middle level managers. Middle level manager, what are the functionalities that a middle level manager does? They develop the departmental goals because they are departmental head or regional head or divisional managers, whatever. They will be concerned with the portion of the department that has been, or the portion of the objective that is being given, right? So they develop the whichever department that is been given to them, that departmental goals they are going to set. Okay, that manager, for which department or for which activity he is been made as an head, he will be concerned about that department. So he will develop the departmental goals. He executes the policies, plans, and strategies developed by the top level management. They will plan, the top level management will plan the policies and strategies, and this middle level management, they execute the policies and plans and strategies that is being set by the top level management. They also develop medium term plans and supervises and supervise, and they also coordinate with the lower level managerial activities. So they will also develop plan, but what kind of plan? It is really limited to the department or the activity that is being given. So that is called as middle term plans. So this middle level management also does a medium level planning to reach their departmental goals, and they also coordinate with the managers who are below them. What does the low level manager do? A low level manager, he takes the charge of day to day activities. He makes sure that the day to day operations are done without any problem. They are also involved in preparing a detailed short range plans. The top level management works on the long range plans, and the lower level manager, they work on the short range plans. It might be a day's plan, or it might be a week's plan, or it might be a plan related to one small activity. These kind of plans are done by the lower level manager, where they watch on the completion of the task that is being given. They execute the plans that is given by middle management. Middle level management, whatever the plan that they have designed, that will be executed by the lower level managers. So this is about the level of the management divided into three: top level and lower level. And each person, top level is the cream layer, that is the director, CEOs, presidents, vice president, all these people come under the top level management. Middle level management, the departmental and regional heads, and lower level manager, who takes care of the activity that is being done, that is one level above the worker group. Next, roles of a manager. When we discuss who has to be a manager, we also discussed few of the qualities. How a manager, the functionalities of the manager will remain same, but the way he executes will differ. Now we will see what are the roles that he has to perform when you call a person as a manager. When do you call a person as a manager? He tells that when you follow all these rules, he has to perform different roles to become a manager. So we will see, in 1960, Henry Mitzberg conducted a study to understand about the managerial rules. Henry told that there are many roles that a manager has to perform. Only when he performs all these roles efficiently, he will be called as a very good manager. Now let's see what are those roles called as. He identified 10 managerial roles that has to be done by a manager. Now these 10 managerial roles he grouped under three regions, right? Or he grouped those 10 manager, he grouped those roles into three groups. Now what are those groups? He called those groups as interpersonal role, decision role, and information role. He grouped all the 10 managerial roles that he discovered into three groupings. One is called as the interpersonal role that he has to perform, decisional role, and the information role. And in each group that they have identified, there are n number of roles that they have to perform. Let's see what each role, each group has the roles the manager has to perform. He tells that under interpersonal role, he has to work as a figurehead, he has to work as a leader, he has to work as a liaison. Liaison. Then he under decisional group, he also has to perform as an entrepreneur, as a disturbance handler, as a resource allocator, and also as a negotiator. Under information roles, he has to perform as a monitor, as a disseminator, and also as a spokesperson. So let's see what each role, functionalities of each role. Now let's see interpersonal role. In interpersonal role, I told you that he has to be a figurehead, he has to be a leader, and he also has to be a liaison. Okay. Now let's see what do you mean by figurehead. Figurehead means he represents the company on social occasions. Figurehead means you lead, you are the head. People will see you and you represent a group, a team, right? Therefore, you have to uh, perform a role as figurehead because you are representing a group of people. So, in such cases, for example, you need to, you need to show as a figurehead in by some attending some ceremonies. It might be a flag hosting ceremony, or it might be while receiving visitors, and you are taking visitors for lunch, dinner. So you are the person who is uh, who is been uh, stood front when you represent a group of people. So you need to right, you need to represent yourself as a figurehead for the team that you're representing. And you, for example, they also throw some parties like for the visitors to know how their team is performing, how their department is performing, or how the region is performing. So that is figurehead. Leader, I have already told you in the last class that a manager is not a boss, he is a leader. He has to, the manager motivates, encourages, and builds enthusiasm among the employees. He has to build all these things among employees, and he has to direct people in carrying out the task. He can't just give the what orders to perform the task. For example, if the employee doesn't have the appropriate skill to do the work, or if the if his workers are not very well in working under pressure, so he can give some training for those employees to work, to know how to work under pressure, or to develop a new skill. All these things has to be taken care by a role called as leader. The last role in interpersonal skills is liaison. Who is a, he is one liaison officer between the, he is an intermediate person between the top level management and the lower, I mean, subordinate staff, right? Whoever is reporting him, and on the top, whoever is sitting, he works, he also has to work as a liaison officer between those two, the top level management and the people who are below working him. You also have to develop certain skills or to have contacts with outside people, just to know how his organization is going on, what are the threats that is coming into market, what people feel about the organization that is being said. All these things he has to have a skill to understand what is the reputation that people have regarding his organization, to understand what how his companies perform, or what prospectus they have with respect to the company that he is working, to know more about the data about the organization and the threats that organization will be is going to face, or is it safe, all those information to know he should work as a liaison. Next, roles of manager in as a decision maker. There are four decision roles that has to be played by a manager. Now, what are those roles? They are the resource provider, arbitrator, entrepreneur, and negotiator. Now, what do you mean by a resource provider? He just can't give the work and ask you to do. He also have to make sure that the resources are being provided properly, so that the work that is being given is executed properly. He has to provide the resources that is required and the facilities to carry out the allocated work. Yeah, who is an arbitrator? Now, what do you mean by an arbitrator? Arbitrator means he has to work like a problem solver. He has to find solution for an unanticipated problem. It can be both internal or external. You might have not encountered such a problem, but you will have to anticipate problem which you have not thought that it might exist within or outside the organization. You should work as a problem solver. If something comes up, you should find a solution for that. That role is called as an arbitrator. Third one is entrepreneur. He has to work as an entrepreneur because he has to continuously work for new ideas. New ideas has to be executed as plans, and new innovative products has to come into market. He has to work towards the, he has to keep thinking on new ideas so that the organization is doing better. With the changing environment, he has to figure out what additional or new ideas or new products that has to be carried out, or that has to be worked, so that the organization is in par with the changing environment, changing working environment. He also has to work as a negotiator. Negotiator means he will negotiate with the employees with whatever the problem that arised arises. It might be anticipated problem, or it might be an unanticipated problem. He has to resolve any problems that are likely to arise. It can be a trade agreement, it can be a strike, it can be some grievances of employees. All these things, it has to be, he has to work in finding solution with the anticipated and unanticipated internal problems. So he has to work as a negotiator. Now, next is the roles of manager as information role. He has to play as the manager has to play as an monitor, spokesperson, and disseminator. Monitor, he needs to monitor the environment where people, under what environment his employees are working, whether the environment that they are working, is it good, or the employees are getting disturbed, or they are not happy with what he is doing. Is the company's environment good? Do they have any problem? He has to monitor everything, and if there is any information, he has to collect through his colleagues and subordinates, with his personal contact, with that personal touch. He has to get the inside information, and he also has to monitor the environment. That is regarding monitor role. Second one is he has to be a spokesperson. Spokesperson means he has to speak to the top level management, or take the information from the top level management, and he also has to pass the information to the people working under him. So he becomes the spokesperson. He speaks to the top management also. He also speaks to the people who are working under him, that is the supervisor. So that information regarding goals or activity or objective, anything that is being said from the top level management, that has to be understood by him, and it has to be communicated properly to the supervisors who are working under him. So he needs to be a spokesman for both top and the lower level supervisors. Next is disseminator. Disseminator means the manager passes some of the information directly to his subordinates and to his bosses. Some informations are in with the data that is being given, and some information will be given directly to his subordinates without formal or notes or something like that. So such passing of information directly to his subordinates and to his bosses, that role is called as disseminator. So these are the roles of the manager that he is going to perform as a manager. As a manager, he needs to perform three kinds of roles, in which each role has a few qualities that he has to possess, right? So those were interpersonal, decision roles, and information roles. Interpersonal role, he needs to perform as a figurehead, he needs to perform as a leader, and he also has to perform as a liaison. As decision role, he has to perform as a resource provider, arbitrator, entrepreneur, and a negotiator. And information roles, in information role, he has to work as a monitor, he has to work as a spokesman, he also has to work as a disseminator. Now, this is about the roles of the manager. So we did discuss in today's class on levels of the manager, top, middle, and the lower level manager or the supervisors. And we also discuss about the roles a manager has to perform. So next, let's do some multiple choice questionnaires. Question number one, which level of management is responsible for establishing a vision for an organization, developing broad plans and strategies, and directing subordinate managers? Which level, who does all these things? Setting up vision, mission, strategies. It is option A, first level manager, option B, middle level managers, option C, top level managers, and option D, second level managers. Answer is option C, top level management is making sure that they establish the vision, mission of an organization, bigger long-term plans, strategies, policies are being done. It is all done by the top level managers. Question number two, which level of management is responsible for implementing programs that are intended to carry out a broader objectives of an organization set by executives? Which level of management is responsible for implementing programs? Who is responsible for implementing programs? First level manager, middle managers, top level managers, or second level managers? It is option B, that is middle managers. Middle management, top level, they plan they set the goals and objectives. Middle level, they execute what is being set. They execute the what is being said. Execution is nothing but implementing programs that is being set, right? That is done by middle managers. For question number three, find the odd one out. Find all these four, you have to find the odd one out. Option A, board of directors. Option B, chief executives. Option C, foreman. And option D, shareholders. So it is answer D, shareholders, right? Those all rest all come under sorry C, option C, that is foreman. The all other three comes at the top level management, board of directors, chief executives, and shareholders. They are at the top level management, and foreman comes under the lower level manager. That's why foreman is the answer. That is option C. Question number four. Which of the following is not among the levels of management? Who in all these four options, which is not a level of management? Option A, top level management. Option B, intermediate level. Option C, middle level management. And option D, lower level management. Now we all know this answer. It is option B. There is nothing called as intermediate level. So that is option B. The rest three are there in the levels of management. Question number five. Middle management. Middle management. Who is a middle management? Option A consists of departmental managers. Option B motivates lower management. Option C, A and B. Option D, none of the above. So it is option C. It consists of departmental management and it also motivates lower management. That is option C, both A and B. Question number 6. Which type of issues are first level managers routinely influenced by? First level manager ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರು? ಲಾಂಗ್ ರೇಂಜ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್, short range issues, strategic issues, or shareholder issues. Which issues are the first level managers influenced by? ಯಾವ issues na first level manager manage ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Is it long range issues, short range issues, strategic issues, or shareholders issue? It is option B, that is short range issues. Long range issues, strategies issues, but the shareholders issues, all these three are carried out by the top level management. All these are addressed by the top level management. Short range issues are taken care by the first level managers. So that is option 6. Option B, question number 6. Now next is question number 7. What are the three interpersonal roles of a manager? What are the roles of interpersonal roles of a manager? Is it A, figure-eight, leader, and liaison? Is it B, spokesperson, leader, coordinator? Is it C, director, coordinator, disseminator? Or option D, communicator, organizer, or spokesperson? So it is option A. He should be a figure, because they have asked for interpersonal roles. For interpersonal roles, he has to be a figurehead, he has to be a leader, and he has to be a liaison. Option A. Question number 8. According to Mitzberg, which of the following is an example of the decision roles which a manager plays? ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ decision roles, what is an example for the decision role? Is it A, leading, B, monitoring progress, C, acting as a spokesperson for an organization, and D, allocating some of the resources of the organization? So decision role, which role is included in decision rules? It is leading, monitoring progress, or acting as a spokesperson, or allocating some of the resources to the organization. It is option D, because in decision roles, he is going to take a decision on the resources that is available. And depending on the resources that is going to available, he is going to allocate the resources to the people, to the task to be carried out. So it is option D, allocating some of the resources to the organization. Question number 9. According to Mitzberg, all of the following are examples of the interpersonal roles of a manager, except out of all these four, one is not an interpersonal skill or interpersonal role, which is that A, negotiator, B, leading, C, acting as a liaison, D, acting as a symbol. So it is option A. He is not negotiating there in interpersonal roles. Interpersonal roles ಅಲ್ಲಿ negotiating ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ decision making ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So the rest three are interpersonal roles. Question number 10. Economic uncertainty, regulatory requirements, and new competitors are example of what type of factor that affect manager? Is it interpersonal factors? Is it internal factors, or it is intrapersonal factors, or it is external factors? Economic uncertainty, regulatory requirements, and new competitors are examples of what type of factor? ಯಾವ ತರ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದು? ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟಿನಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್? ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟಿನಿಟಿ ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್. ನನ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿ ಒಳಗಾಗೋದಲ್ಲ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟಿನಿಟಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟಿನಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಅ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್. ಅದು ದೇಶದ ಎಕನಾಮಿ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟಿನಿಟಿನ ನಾವು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್. ಅದು ಯಾವ ತರ ನನ್ನ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಗೆ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್, ರೈಟ್? ನಾವು ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕೊರೋನಾ ಇಂದ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ದಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಈ 2020 ಕೊರೋನಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು nobody was certain, right? It is an uncertainty that it has happened. Because of that, there is an economic uncertainty. ಸೊ ಈ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟಿನಿಟಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದರಿಂದ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮೈ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ economic uncertainty, regulatory requirements, and competitors are external factors that is going to affect, right? So it is option B, external factors. So I think this completes session 3. Thank you for your attention. I will meet you in next class. Thank you.